Most people in Utah rely on the tap to get the water we need daily, but a large population that extends from the four corners of the Beehive State into Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado is dependent on Mother Nature to provide. And as I recently discovered, she isn't providing enough. So I traveled to Monument Valley to meet with the people who have watched their lands change to find out just what they believe needs to be done. A nation within Utah's borders is facing a crisis here that's forcing its population to relocate or adapt. Monument Valley is on any wanderer's bucket list. The towering red rock monoliths sate the sightseers who descend into this surreal stretch of desolate landscape by the hundreds of thousands a year. In a good year, the balance between mere survival and thriving here on the Navajo Nation is delicate, but the good years are in the rearview mirror, and now in the headlights is an uncertain and rough road.
We understand there's a climate change. We're going through that. We're taught that everything is within the reservation. It was put here for us.
Ernest Begay is a licensed counselor on the reservation. He helps people with physical and mental health challenges using Navajo traditional methods like healing songs and prayers. He says he and other elders noticed that the weather here began to change dramatically beginning about 40 years ago.
Along the way, planting kind of left us. The cornfields, they're not there, simply because there's really no water.
Would you say it's accelerated in recent years?
Yes, it has really. That the monsoon season comes, but it just comes like a bang and it's gone. So it should come earlier, and then the snow should be here also, but that's not happening.
Begay remembers decades ago 5 feet of snow would change the dominant red rocks white during the winter. Now it's all a memory. No one here has seen significant snow in this remote desert in years. The muddy San Juan River is a major water resource the Navajo used to use as it meanders across the nation. But they say the dropping water level and the 2015 Gold King mine wastewater spill have driven them away from accessing their rights to this as a source. And the waning annual rains aren't making up the difference.
When we had snow, when we had rain, all these things, we had herbs we would get. Herbs is the basis of our healing. We could get them. Now some of them don't even grow.
I read that about 37,000 people out of 174,000 in the Navajo reservation system don't have running water or don't have indoor plumbing. Do you feel like that's a concern and that people will have to leave eventually to go get water?
Yes. No electricity also. So people, they're really concerned about that. And we need those things if we're going to function properly, if we can live properly, the way it should be. But it's not happening there.
How is this affecting people and the way of life in this area?
We are not eating properly. Natural, organic food that we used to have, it's not here. It's not here, it's not growing. So then all these sicknesses have come in.
The windmill pumped wells you see here, abandoned and left to waste, are either contaminated or bone dry, adding to the desolation of the landscape and to the desperation of the people. For as long as lingering memory, this bone-dry patch of sand was a rain-fed field of corn. But a decade ago, it was abandoned. Now just a recollection preserved in these pictures.
You don't see the cornfields. You don't see the cornfields. You don't see the squash, the cantaloupe, all of that right now. Don't see that. So there is a big change, and the climate change is behind that.
And I'd like to thank those in the Navajo Nation who spoke with us about this topic. This is part one of my report. And coming up tomorrow, I'll speak with a teacher who's working to preserve the Navajo Nation's farming way of life while keeping up with climate changes, as well as someone who works for the health department there, and what this is really doing to the Navajo way of life and also their health and what they'd like to see changed.